Hi everybody, Gerard here from Dynamis. I want to talk about a tip for managing behavior that we deliver in our training courses in schools, which is called the universal greeting from verbal defense and influence. Consider a child with emotional and behavioral difficulties who's misbehaving in a classroom or whose behavior needs to be dealt with by the teacher. They'll go over to the child and initiate a conversation. Some of the things that will be happening as you get closer and closer to somebody whose behavior you need to talk about will be that they'll be asking themselves key questions about what this interaction is going to do. They'll be asking, well, who are you anyway? What exactly is your role here in coming to talk to me? Why do you need to talk to me specifically? And they'll want to know what's going to happen next and whether or not it's going to influence them negatively or positively. So if those questions are left unanswered by the time that the teacher gets to that desk or that chair, then we can assume that there's going to be quite a lot of stress and arousal, some negative feelings, and a very reactive person on the other end of the interaction. So what we want to do is to not escalate this situation even as we enter into that person's space to challenge their behavior. I think with a child with emotional behavioral difficulties, it's particularly important for us to do this. You see, a child with emotional behavioral difficulties will often come from a home environment where there are parenting issues, there's the involvement of drugs or alcohol or violence. And for these reasons, we're seeing behaviors coming out at school. And they'll start feeling that they're being picked on, that here we go again. And as we go over to that person to initiate contact, it will be really important that we try to not escalate things in that way. So our universal greeting tells the person who we are and what our role is at that moment. We specifically tell them the one reason why we've come to speak to them, and then we proceed to making a request of them. We've had some feedback recently from some teachers who've used this, even in reception and year one classes in primary schools, and they've said that all of a sudden their toddlers and really young children in their classrooms are responding much better to their requests.